Watch out for archive footage, videos and exclusive excerpts from Roadkill, along with the European premiere of their new 3D video for Psycho Love. Plus, we'll be bringing you a brand new interview with Skid Row, recorded in America, where Snake and Sebastian reveal their plans for their much-anticipated third album. So, for the youth gone wild, it's a show gone wild. Skid Row, past and present, courtesy of Headbangers Ball. Yes, it's a special edition of Headbangers Ball dedicated to Skid Row, past and present. You just saw the classic anthem Youth Gone Wild from Skid Row's 1989 self-titled debut album. And 1989 is where we kick off tonight's show as we work our way through the years right up to December 1993 and the release of the Roadkill home video. A little bit of history for you now. Skid Row was formed in New Jersey in 1987 by guitarist Dave Snake Sabo and bassist Rachel Bolan, and stabilised by the addition of Canadian-born vocalist Sebastian Bach. After a period of intense rehearsals, the band contacted John Bon Jovi to ask for some support slots on his US tour, only to be snapped up by Bon Jovi's manager, Doc McGee. By the spring of 1988, the Skids had signed to Atlantic Records and shortly after commenced recording their self-titled debut album with producer Michael Wagner. To coincide with the release, Skid Row took to the road in the US and Europe in early 1989, which is where we catch up with them right now. This is Skid Row's guide to Paris and their self-titled debut album.
Hey dude, let's party!
Have you ever heard of Skid Row? They all told us about.
Hey, this is Scotty from the Skid.
Site Jim Morrison's gravesite here. It's a heavy thing. Jim Morrison had a lot to say about breaking down the doors of perception. You know what I mean? And it's one of my heroes here, so it's gonna be pretty heavy.
Pretty heavy.
Great. This place has been desecrated enough. Tour.
Yeah, on tour.
Touring.
Bar.
On tour.
That was Skid Row's brilliant guide to Paris, recorded by Headbangers Ball way back in 1989. And of course, their self-titled debut album went on to achieve multi-platinum status thanks to singles like I Remember You and 18 and Life, which are coming up very shortly. 2 years later, in June 1991, the band were back with their second effort, Slave to the Grind. Showcasing a heavier sound and more serious lyrics, the album was recorded in just 6 weeks at the River Studios in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. As per the band's debut effort, Slave to the Grind was produced by Michael Wagner and featured 13 new Skid Row originals, including 3 ballads, one of which, Wasted Time, was the first song to be penned by main mouth Sebastian Bach. Shortly after its release, Skid Row embarked on the first leg of their 1991 North American tour, during which they appeared as special guests of Guns N' Roses. The arena-level itinerary began in late May and ran through to the beginning of August, and we'll have a report from that very tour in just a few moments. In the meantime, here's another look at the debut video from Slave to the Grind, written by Rachel Bolan and Dave Snake Sabo. This is Monkey Business. It's a Skid Row special on Headbangers Ball, and back in the summer of '91, the band made a little bit of rock history when their second album, Slave to the Grind, became the first hard rock album ever to debut at #1 on the all-important American Billboard chart. According to Billboard, it was also the first album by a band to do so. Previous artists to achieve this feat include such solo megastars as Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston and Bruce Springsteen. Sales of the album may have been boosted by the fact that it was sold in 2 different versions stateside, one with an X-rated title and extra track, and one without. In Europe, it was the uncensored version that went on sale. At the time, Skid Row were on tour in America with Guns N' Roses, and we caught up with them at the time to find out how they were coping with mega stardom.
It's still early yet, but fans are already warming up for the sold-out show. A lot of the cars in the parking lot are playing Skid Row's new album. One of the owners is right here. What do you think about the new album?
It's really great.
What do you like about it?
It's much, much heavier than the first album, and it's really got a lot of kicking tunes.
The new album rocks.
It's heavier.
What version did you buy?
I bought the one with the explicit lyrics on it.
We're not expecting them to buy both copies. We just want the Skid Row fans to get the Skid Row record.
The song that warranted an explicit lyrics sticker on the album is called Get the F*** Out, and the band says the politicians and the PMRC have their own agenda.
The reason why they hate it so much is because it's a word that describes what their wives want to do to him.
I think it's a record that we made that can finally back up my mouth. You know, because I sit and, you know, when they come see us play live and stuff, I'm sick and tired of going, oh, we're so much heavier live than the record. If we could be as heavy as our record one night, then I'd be proud. I'm really sick and tired of bands that like dress up like heavy metal bands, and you kind of get sucked into buying a record or sucked into watching them, and then you find out they're like the Osmonds with long hair.
The first day the album was out, when we did play, people were singing Monkey Business, so we knew it was taking effect.
Last week, some dangerous monkey business happened on stage when a fan jumped up to sing with Sebastian, and the security guards jumped on the fan.
I thought, you know, a guy that had paid $35 to get in and have a good time was getting his ass kicked.
So here I come to save the day.
So we all go flying into the amps, and then I didn't see it, but then when I saw the film, I felt it right after. It just went.
While thousands of fans are waiting for their appearance, this is where the band has to live.
We have great food. See, we have burnt pasta. Look at that. Mmm.
It doesn't even stick to the wall. Is this where you all shower together?
All together, yes.
At once? When you shower?
Check this out. It's just stereo. Aerosmith gave it to us. See?
In the past, Skid Row has opened for veterans like Aerosmith, but this time around, they're opening for a band from the same generation.
We're all the same age. We all grew up listening to the same stuff instead of listening to the bands that we were opening for, which kind of makes you awestruck. And so now it's just like you're hanging out with a bunch of your bands.
That was Skid Row on tour with Guns N' Roses in the summer of 1991. We'll take our first short break now, but stay tuned for a visit to the video shoot of Wasted Time and a look at the covers album Beside Ourselves as Headbangers Ball Skid Row Past and Present Special Edition continues right after these messages.
Hey, this is Rachel, Sammy Davis Jr. and Scotty Hill from Skid Row. You're watching the hardest rock in Europe right here on MTV. Better than America. Kick.
Hi there and welcome back to the Headbangers Ball Skid Row special, where we are celebrating the release of the new Roadkill home video by looking at the band's past and present. Still in Skid Row's illustrious past, we're now going to turn the clock back to June 1991, when Skid Row went to Los Angeles to hook up with video director Wayne Isham. The aim was to shoot a video that added some real-life documentary touches to the band's song Wasted Time, which is about heroin addiction. MTV was there to bring you this exclusive report.
Time is the name of the song. And it is a anti-heroin abuse video.
The subject of the song isn't pretty, so we're not out here to make like a pretty video. It's a dark subject.
Why can't I let myself tell lies and watch you die every day?
We're not preachers or anything like that. We're just musicians, so we get up there and play the song, and we just want to shoot like really honest and real footage of homeless kids underneath this one bridge, like 16 years old or something like that, and they're drug addicts and whatnot. I think Wayne had heard about this group of kids and really wanted to, drive home that point that it's real, and it that stuff really does happen.
I think back to the times when dreams were what mattered. Dark-stalking youth naivety.
They tried to make us our actors, and I go, you can't act a part of what this guy's talking about.
Everybody on the streets has had some kind of experience with a drug situation. Not necessarily with themselves, but they have had close friends, some kind of connection.
To see pictures of that, and seeing someone's life deteriorate in front of your eyes is a pretty heavy thing. And so we want to try and capture that and maybe get something across to people who are watching the video.
We want to show, like, visually what a bad trip feels like.
There's going to be some pretty weird stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be like a, a metaphoric type thing with, white horse is a term for junk. Don't jam a needle in your arm, because the only thing it's going to do is kill you. That's what the song's about.
This can save, just a couple people from making all the same mistakes I made growing up, then it's a success.
That was the shooting of the video for Wasted Time. Let's have a look now at the finished results. 2 tracks in a row there, demonstrating the serious outlook of the lyrics on Skid Row's last full studio album, Slave to the Grind. The song Wasted Time was, of course, dealing with heroin addiction, while In a Darkened Room broached the sensitive subject of child abuse. And from Slave to the Grind, we now move on to Skid Row's last recorded effort. On the 17th of August last year, the band released a double A-sided single, Youth Gone Wild, Delivering the Goods, to coincide with their appearance at Donington Monsters of Rock on the 22nd of August. The single was available in 12-inch and CD formats, which both featured 2 extra tracks, Get the Fuck Out and a cover of the Ramones' Psychotherapy, which marked bassist Rachel Bolan's debut as a lead vocalist. Delivering the Goods was a live recording of the Judas Priest classic and featured a guest appearance from then Priest frontman Rob Halford. We'll see an exclusive MTV performance of that song in just a moment. Shortly after Donington, and due to popular demand, Skid Row then released the 5-track live EP of cover versions featuring Psychotherapy, Delivering the Goods, the Kiss song Come On and Love Me, the Jimi Hendrix classic Little Wing, and the Rush track What You're Doing. Here they are, teaming up with Rob Halford for an exclusive live performance of Delivering the Goods, recorded live at the MTV studios in New York City. That was classic UFO in action at London's Roundhouse in 1979. And the lineup you saw there, Way, Mogg, Schenker, Parker and Raymond, who were responsible for groundbreaking albums like Lights Out, Obsession and the double live set Strangers in the Night, are now reunited for a German tour this very month, with plans for a new album next year. The shows will in fact mark the 12th anniversary of Schenker leaving the band. The dates, also featuring Quiet Riot and Doc Holliday, are listed on page 280 of MTV Text, so tune in to see where you can catch UFO in action. And also on MTV Text this week are Skid Row, our Band of the Week. Check out page 282 for more information, and if you'd like a more direct contact with Seb and Co, then you can write to their fan club at this address. It's Skid Road Crew, P.O. Box 884044, San Francisco, California, CA 94188 US of A. And I'll just read that again for you. It's Skid Road Crew, P.O. Box 884044, San Francisco, California, CA 94188 US of A. We'll have another short break now, but coming up soon we have a look back at the Skids on stage at Donington in '92, and of course all the information you could want about the Roadkill home video.
Columbia TriStar presents
Robin Hood.
First home video release, Oh Say Can You Scream, which came out back in 1991. And of course the release of their new home vid, Roadkill, is the reason why we are the show gone wild, to bring you all you need to know about the band's past, present and of course future. UK fans first experienced the band at an outdoor arena in 1990 when Skid Row opened for Bon Jovi at Milton Keynes Bowl. That show was to put them firmly on the map as the newcomers of the year. Not surprisingly, they sold out the Marquee Club the very next day, although the secret status of the show was somewhat lost when Sebastian mentioned it on stage in front of about 60,000 fans. The band returned to the outdoor arena as support to Guns N' Roses following the release of Slave to the Grind, but the most memorable outdoor show came in 1992 at Donington. Well, so much for the past. It's now time to bring you right up to date with tonight's featured band, Skid Row. The good news is that the guys have finally started work on their next album, the follow-up to the platinum status Slave to the Grind LP. They've also just released 2 new long-form home videos, the very event we're celebrating with tonight's special edition of the ball. Roadkill features live concert footage from Tokyo, Rio, Europe and America, and takes you behind the scenes courtesy of the band's personal tour footage. It also features a 3D version of an exclusive video for Psycho Love, which is coming up shortly. The second, a long-form release, No Frills, is a collection of all your favourite Skid Row videos, along with a look at the making of the clips. After this next short break, I'm going to be handing you over to Headbangers Ball US host Ricky Ruckman for a brand new interview with Skid Row. But taking us into that break, here's an exclusive excerpt from Roadkill.
You guys can be security guards, but you don't hurt the fans of rock and roll, all right? Because they paid fucking money to be here. They're rowdy motherfuckers, and they're going to have a rowdy motherfucking time.
Good idea. Good idea. Good idea.
I got to set up some rules, all right? If you're going to come on stage, jump back in so I can sing my shit, okay? Get in there, go!
Is it Memorial Day though? What? Dead stage.
welcome back to the Headbangers Ball Special Edition Skid Row Past and Present. And we have reached December 1993 in this in-depth look at the band's career. Right now we're going to cross over to New York City to hook up with Headbangers Ball US presenter Ricky Ruckman, who's talking to Skid Row about their new home video. Over to you, Ricky.
So why am I wearing these glasses? Because this is the new Skid Row video, and it's 3D, and it comes with 2 pairs of glasses, so you can watch it. And I'm telling you, so many times there's 3D videos, like they do stuff on TV. See if it works. That. Put the glasses on like this. Is it working?
No, I'm checking. It's not really working.
I don't think it's working like that.
It's only 1D now.
Oh. Well, I'm telling you, so many times this is. Sorry. So many times they've been like 3D movies. Like I remember when they tried to do it on TV and it didn't work. But as far as 3D goes, I mean, seriously, this works very, very, very cool.
That's the whole difference between us and a Metallica video, you know. I mean, it's 9 hours, but it's only 2Ds. That's the whole thing. See, with us, you get an added dimension.
It works. You know what? Seriously, you guys got to check this out. It works very... I should be talking to you, but I just want to watch this. This is very cool. Very cool. Let me talk a little bit about the video. How do you, to film a video 3D, how did they do it differently? Do you have like more cameras everywhere?
Shoot
or
on
is it
blue
different types
screen.
of
For a
camera?
lot of like the stuff that you're seeing right now was shot on blue screen, and everything was just superimposed. All the guys in the band were superimposed with each other, and they went around the city. This guy Gerald Marks did it. He did the
Rolling Stones one a couple years ago. And basically, I think, you know, we wanted to do something kind of hearkening back to our youth.
Hearkening?
Yes.
That's a new buzzword. Hearkening.
And, you know, because remember when you used to get a record and it would have, like, stuff in it, stickers,
Grand
tattoos.
Funk had a 3D album.
Right.
You know,
And Alice Cooper had, like, the, you know, the classroom desk that popped up and stuff.
Right.
Well, back in those, that's called packaging.
Love Gun with the...
Yeah, with the gun, yeah. So now in the age of CDs, you don't really get to do a lot of, you know, art or whatever. And we figured, you know, you could get 2 glasses with the
So you can have a friend come over.
It's got little road kills all over it, dead flies.
And everybody's going to be at the Skid Row shows wearing these glasses.
That's right. Yeah. Plus, they're UV blockers as well. You can cut down on the ozone.
So not only is it very cool, but they care about your corneas. Yes, Skid Row cares about your corneas.
That's right.
We're going to talk about the video. We're going to talk. It's very cool. What are we going to play right now? Right now, let's play Slave to the Grind. I'm going to watch this some more. So watch Skid Row. Anyway, we were watching the Skid Row video 3D. Is it out in your stores now?
November 2nd.
November 2nd. So yes, it is out in your stores now. And it's called Roadkill. Comes with 2 glasses. And the 3D, I'm telling you the honest truth. Get this video. The 3D does actually work. I'm going to take this home, try it like on the big TV and check it out because it's amazing. Now tell me about the other stuff that's on the Skid Row home video.
Well, we released a video like, I don't know, 2 years ago called "Oh Say Can You Scream." That was kind of like a scrapbook on the whole first headlining tour that we did. And it touched a real nerve with a lot of people. You know, I walk down the street and I still get people coming up and doing lines from the video and stuff like that. So we wanted to do something that was like a step above that, but still retain the personal quality of it, you know, because like we shot this ourselves, not the 3D part. Well, actually that was Rachel. We shot the whole 2.5 hours ourselves, and it's all live. And
take your 3D glasses off right now and listen to the rest of the interview.
And we shot all this stuff live ourselves. Like it gives you the feeling of what it's really like to be on the road. We didn't have like a big 35mm.
Because sometimes that stuff is better. It gives you the whole feel of it. Because I know sometimes you'll see videos of bands playing and they spend all the money with all the cameras. And sometimes, like if you guys just bring your own little home camera with the shaking around and stuff like that, it ends up looking real better. Now, for instance, where was this real better? Good English.
Did we have audio on this or no? Can you turn it up or something?
Where's this live? Where's this?
This is all like a compilation right here at the beginning. It's got some swear words in it, so you know, turn it up. But this is like it's 2.5 hours of this kind of stuff.
So you can see like all backstage stuff with Skid Row.
Yeah.
We're going to find out a little bit more about the home video and find out live stuff and when Skid Row is going to put out a new record. All that stuff and much, much more as Headbangers Ball continues. Back on the Headbangers Ball, we've got Skid Row. They've got a home video. It's called Roadkill. It's got 2 3D glasses in it, and I'm going to mention it again. It's 3D that, thank you. It's 3D that actually works, because sometimes 3D doesn't work. And there are also, what, 2.5 hours of live stuff, like, for instance, this right here. Where's this?
This is from Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah, it was an outdoor festival we played called the Hollywood Rock Festival, and it's about 70,000 people there.
Headliner. We had
pretty cool.
We had Seal opening up for us that night. Gives you a change.
An average
the music.
Skid Row opening band.
Yeah, go from Pantera to Seal.
Yeah, let me talk a little bit about it. You guys have had some, been on the road for a while. I saw you play with Pantera, saw you play with White Zombie, but it's been a while.
No, we didn't play with White Zombie.
No, I jammed with them.
He jammed with White
That's
Zombie.
it. Okay,
we had Soundgarden out with us.
Yeah, we had Megadeth. They opened up for us, even though David Stain won't admit it. It's true.
But tell me about, okay, but you know what? It must be like there's a lot of shows that I go to that you just keep on getting on stage.
Well,
whether they like it or not.
I'm addicted to that rush. I just can't get enough.
Which leads me to the next question. How long has it been since you've been off the road?
Far too long.
Far too long.
January, we played our last shows with Rose Tattoo and
that's cool.
Guns N' Roses in Australia. There's some
when was
footage
the last
from
time
that
you
on
played
Roadkill.
Now, when was the last time you played in America?
October 12th of last year.
Yeah, in Hawaii.
In Hawaii.
I just want to also mention that as far as promoting, you're really doing a you're doing a real good job.
Talking about Australia. And
I just wanted to tell you that you are doing a good job. We should, if there's ever any plans for you doing like the Skid Row infomercial or something.
Totally.
Stop the insanity! Check it out. We're going to be talking more about the Skid Row home video that Baz is displaying so prominently throughout the
Ricky was a dumb boy.
And remember that when Sebastian leaves, I'll still have 2 hours to talk about him on the air tonight with him with not being able to defend himself.
That's right.
Anyways, right now, let's check out a new version of Tones of Home from Blind Melon. We were just talking about new stuff, and you said that you've got some new stuff. Evan Roadkill. The new video out in your stores, 3D glasses, 3D that works, live stuff.
Actually, if I can clarify a point here, we're not making any money off these videos. We spent the money for these videos about 2 years ago. I swear to God.
And also, the reason that Baz is trying to get you to buy this so much is so that they can pay for the 3D effect.
No, I swear to God. But anyways, who cares?
Okay, let's talk about new Skid Row stuff, because you guys haven't put out anything for a while, other than, I mean, besides ourselves, which was covers, pretty much. And I mean, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
So I mean, for the amount that Skid Row's been around, you guys have only put out like 2 albums.
Yeah, I know. It sucks.
So tell me, when are you going to put out some new stuff?
Well, when it's ready, man. I mean, unfortunately, we could lie and say that there's no pressure or anything, but having a #1 record there's a little bit of pressure, because if it goes to #2, you did worse, right?
Yeah.
What kind of crap is that?
I know, it's like bands that'll come out and maybe have a record like, for instance, yours, and sell millions and millions of records.
Yeah.
Well, if your record goes platinum, it wasn't good, because you didn't do what, and you know?
So that's kind of intimidating.
So you do feel like there's pressure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now,
well, you know, as I said, because, you know, it comes out at #1 and goes straight the hell down, and it's like, what are you going to do for a follow-up? So our only thing is to make a record that we like more than the other two put together, and we got a couple tracks that fit that.
Now, in my opinion, I did like the first Skid Row record. I like Slave to the Grind better, especially the song Slave to the Grind, because it was probably one of the heavier Skid Row songs yet. And are you guys going towards that direction, making heavier stuff, or?
Well, believe it or not, we tried to make a real heavy one with our first one, but like, we were, you know, quite a bit younger. I was 19 years old when I made the first Skid Row album, you know, and the pipes weren't quite at full maximum velocity. And, you know, a couple years on the road of shaping that up, as you know, being a road veteran yourself.
Oh, road veteran. 5 shows in Texas.
But, you know, to us, heavy meant good, you know. And Piece of Me, I think, is a heavy tune and stuff, but, like, the sound of the first record doesn't compare to the sound of the second.
Right.
And for the third one, oh, this is cool footage. Check this out.
Again, we're watching part of...
Check this crowd out right here.
Roadkill.
Check the crowd out.
What are we going to play right now? Right now, let's play Psycho Love.
Yep.
From... This isn't the...
This is from Roadkill.
Okay, but it's not the 3D version until you go out and buy it.
This is the 1D version.
You can go to a Skid Row show looking like this. Hi, here's Psycho Love. Back with Skid Row on the Headbangers Ball, and not only do they have Roadkill, which we're gonna watch. Let's watch a little bit. Part of it.
Man!
No frills. Let's see which one they spent the big money on.
Well, you know what? This video here contains something that has not been seen on MTV in like 2 years. Our band. So that is the reason.
That was very good.
That is the reason we decided to put out a video compilation of all the songs on Slave to the Grind and
Besides ourselves.
Beside Ourselves. We don't even know the name of our own.
It's been so long since we've seen any of it.
Right, I know. So, buy it.
Okay, well, right now let's take a look at some live stuff from Skid Row that's on Roadkill, right? What are we going to watch right now?
This is a little happy clip called Mud Kicker.
Let's watch some of it, shall we?
Shall we? How about that, huh?
Very cool. New Roadkill, Skid Row out in your stores with 2 3D glasses with 3D that actually works. I tried it. I'm going to take this home and next week I'll tell you what I think about this video when Baz isn't here. But I like the 3D. I mean, actually, this is very, very cool stuff. And No Frills is, let me just see this real quick. No Frills has just got basically all the stuff from Quicksand Jesus to Monkey Business to
and also
In a Darkened Room.
Unreleased.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say.
Unreleased. Only in Europe, only in a darkened room.
Also on Roadkill, there's some covers on it.
Yeah.
Delivering the Goods, Cold Gin. Very cool.
Special guest stars abound.
Okay, so Skid Row, let's make a little prediction when you think we're going to get some new stuff.
Well, at this rate...
In 94.
Yeah, but he's meant the whole album.
Yeah.
At this rate, we got like a couple things, you know, going. So, if we average at the rate we're going, we're looking at a 97 release date.
Late 97.
No, we'll do it, when it's done. When it's done is when it'll come out.
Cool. Well, thanks a lot for stopping by again. Roadkill is out in your stores. No Frills is out in your stores. New Skid Row stuff, including 2 3D glasses, 3D that does work. Then keep these in good condition for 1997 when Skid Row finally goes out on the road.
That's right.
And then you can wear it, and it'll be just like they're really there. And it's nice, it says right here, this side toward face.
Right.
Just in case people were like putting it on like this or putting it on like that.
Ricky, one
and you
more
never
thing
know.
before I go.
Yes.
We got a new video out called Roadkill.
No.
I swear to God, it's right here.
Hey, we're gonna play Ministry right now. I like this. This is just one fix.
Ricky likes this.
Chicago's Ministry there with Just One Fix. And that just about ends tonight's fix of Skid Row. That brand new interview was brought to you by Ricky Rackman of Headbangers Ball US. And as you saw in that conversation, Skid Row main man Sebastian Bach is never short of things to say. So our final programme is rather inappropriately titled. To round off tonight's edition of Headbangers Ball, we have an encore presentation of famous last words, where journalist Kurt Loder quizzes Sebastian about everything from his childhood to his career. Sebastian also talks about his son Paris, whose mother he married last year. So get the lowdown on Seb in Famous Last Words.
Sebastian, let's start at the beginning of your life. What's your earliest memory? Tell us about your childhood.
My earliest memory? My earliest memory is being in the Bahamas, Freeport, going into my backyard and seeing a starfish on the sidewalk burning.
Burning?
Yeah. It's just hot out. It's Bahamas. You know?
How did you come to be? You were born in the Bahamas, right?
Right.
How did you come to be born there? What were your
You'd have to
folks
ask
doing?
my parents that. I'm sure there's kind of a story there somewhere. But,
Were they traveling hippies or something?
Yeah, my dad taught art at a school there called Mary Star of the Sea. And my mom was over there. Actually, the way my mom met my dad was pretty funny. He was on top of a speeding car. My mom was a nurse at the time. And he was on top of a speeding car, and his friend slammed on the brakes, and he hit the pavement doing about 40 miles an hour. And my mom had to pick the pavement out of his face.
Oh.
Then I was born. 9 months later.
So your parents were hippies, right? Can we say that?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Did you grow up with their music? I mean, did you have that like pounded into your head?
Yeah. I can remember watching my aunt and my mom make French fries, singing let me stand next to your fire. You know, all this stuff. You know, what is that?
That's rock and roll, son.
Or driving in a van, listening to my dad sing, "This is the end," not realizing the lyrics.
Father, yes, son, I want to kill you.
Dad, what is this all about? Jesus. That's Jim Morrison, boy.
God.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Did you rebel against this eventually? I mean, say, God, this 60s stuff is, because for a long time that was like everybody.
Well, I don't know. It's kind of weird.
The...
To the rest, you know, to my friends, I seemed like a rebel, but in my own family, you know, like my dog's name was Lennon after John Lennon. I'm named after John Sebastian. My sister's name is Heather Dillon after Bob Dylan.
Wow.
And so to me, it was kind of like, you know, not really rebelling against my family, but you know, going to school and seeing the way all the other people lived and stuff. It was, yeah, it was different. I went to private school. You know, you used to have to wear like a green lapel jacket and stuff. But I was the only kid there with a Motorhead button on the lapel. You know.
I can't picture you in a jacket like that.
Yeah.
Oh. So this is in Canada, right?
Right.
Did music arrive there pretty regularly? I mean, is it like one big continent here, and you're hearing exactly what you hear in the States, or was it a little?
We heard about 3 months later.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they seem to, you know, they get the American music, but what I can't figure out is why doesn't America get Canadian beer?
By
seems like an even
here,
trade, you know? It's watered down, though, Kurt.
I know. They have to do that for import. Were you when you were a kid? Were you like parents planning for you to be like, you know, a vet?
My dad wanted me to go to Juilliard. He always knew that I'd be a singer. He wanted me to go to Juilliard. I remember he took me to a pizza place, and I had to tell him that I was, you know, going to start playing bars at the age of 15. Really excited about that, you know.
He wanted you doing
oratorios. He said, no, I'll
right?
pay, you know, you go to Juilliard, you become a, I go, that's not rock and roll, man. You know, how can you raise me on Jim Morrison and Jimi Hendrix and then send me to Juilliard? It's the opposite.
That's a good question. What did he say to that?
He understood. He gave me $40 a week to take vocal lessons. I took vocal training for 4 years.
When did you realize that you had this voice? I mean, was there one day you opened your mouth and this thing came jumping out?
I was a lead soprano in church choirs when I was, you know, a youngster.
Really?
I used to sing Latin. Requiem in aeternat Jose Jesu Domine nostrum.
Not bad.
Yeah, I used to sing all that. I used to sing lead soprano in
Just Catholic Church or high Episcopal
Anglican.
or Anglican? Anglican.
Yeah,
okay.
I was Anglican. What is that, anyways?
Church of England.
Yeah, okay. That's what I was. And I used to sing lead soprano.
Were you a good soprano?
Well, I was the lead one. I was the best in my bunch of 12. I used to get paid $8 a month. I thought I was just like, oh, wow.
Big time.
I can get 2 Kiss posters a month. But I love that kind of music. It's very emotional.
When did you start getting into bands? I mean, do you remember when your first band was?
Yeah, it was at private school. I was singing in the shower one day, and I was singing a police song called "Walking on the Moon."
Mm-hmm.
And
in the shower. Okay.
Yeah, one of my buddies heard me and he said, "Why don't you sing for our band?" And I go, "I never sang, you know, in front of, you know, people like rock and roll before."
Yeah.
You know, and I did it, and suddenly, you know, the tall, geeky, greasy, pimple-faced guy that nobody wanted to talk to suddenly had tons of friends. You know, I said, "Hey,
it's a miracle."
Yeah,
isn't it?
I said, "This is a pretty good job." You know.
Did your parents cry for a year? Or?
Nah, they didn't like exactly kick me out of the house, but I said, "Dad, I'm gonna be a rock star." "Not in this house." I said, "Okay, see you." You know.
So you went out with this band or joined another band?
I joined another band in Toronto.
What was their thing? What were they called?
They're called Kid Wicked.
Kid Wicked.
Because I was 16. I was a kid. And we used to play bars and stuff. Nobody would sign us up there because Canada doesn't really sign like heavy metal bands. Were
you supporting yourself all along?
Yeah, I was singing beer commercials in Toronto at Sounds Interchange, the studio.
What kind of beer were you promoting?
Schooner beer. It's a Canadian one. Sounds Schooner, eh? Can I have a beer? I gotta go out. I gotta go. But I used to do that. I thought it was like, you know, had a real good thing going there. Singing beer commercials, getting paid for it.
Good bucks, right?
Yeah, you do get paid quite a bit doing that.
Jesus. You could have made a career out of that.
Yeah, maybe I still will. But yeah, that's what I was doing, and I was getting a lot of like offers to join American bands at the time, but I was just really happy, so I didn't want to. And Skid Row sent me a tape, and I was going, man, I hope this really sucks, you know, because I don't want to leave doing this, right? Put it in, and I heard Youth Gone Wild, and I go, God damn it, it's great! Jesus! Now I got to make a decision, you know? But the more I listened to it, I said, man, that is some serious music.
What had they been doing for a vocalist heretofore? Before you
Rachel was singing.
Oh.
She's got a good voice, good punk voice.
Yeah.
We did Psychotherapy by the Ramones, I was telling you, that's going to come out. And he sings lead on it. He can sing punk a lot better than I can. You know.
Was he unhappy about it?
Psychotherapy! Me doing it, kind of weird, you know. I don't think vibrato has any place in a Ramones song.
No,
you know?
no, it doesn't.
So I said, Rachel, you do this one, man.
Jesus.
But so I came down, met them.
So Rachel wasn't put out by you coming in and taking over the lead vocal duties?
No, because he can't sing 18 in Life. You know?
Fair enough.
But I came down here and we played in the clubs for, 4 weeks before we got signed. See, it wasn't an overnight success. It took at least 3 weeks, you know. Get a three-piece Wall Street smile, and you look just like me. I said, hey, man, there's something you want to know. Well, I'll tell you, Park Avenue leads to Skid Row.
When the Skid Row started out, what did you have in mind doing when you made records? I mean, did you want to sort of blow away the stuff that was on the charts already?
No,
did you think you'd get that far?
Not at all. We were, you know, this was a quote that I used to say back then. Excuse me. We were just happy to see our record go vinyl, let alone gold. You know, that's a dream of any musician to have like, oh, here's my record. You know, that was my dream at the time.
But I mean, did you look at the stuff that was really selling and say, you know, that's really
we didn't do that. We looked at the music we liked. I mean. People say that our first record sounds more, you know, commercial than our second one. I kind of see it as a younger band. You know, I was 19 when I recorded that record, and 23 when I did this one. So, but that's the way I see it, basically.
I mean, it hasn't mellowed out or anything, though.
Our music?
Yeah.
Not at all. No, that's not going to happen.
Yeah. Did you? Do you manage to resist temptation on the road at all? I mean, do you ever go just nuts out there? You don't, right?
No, I don't.
So you don't buy the just say no sort of thing?
No, I kind of realized last year I used to talk about drugs and drinking a lot more than I do this year. But, you know, I would get a couple letters by people that liked our music saying, my friend took 10 hits of acid and is in a mental asylum because of you. So I kind of went, wow, maybe I think I'll shut up a little bit, you know. So. The lifestyle hasn't changed, but my mouth has.
The guys in the band, do you have to sort of work on your relationship, or has everything been pretty smooth? I mean, everybody understands that, you know,
well, at
what
the
their
beginning,
position is.
At the beginning, because of the way this music industry is set up, it's like, I'm sure people don't, you know, like rock fans don't realize this, but who's ever single gets released, gets money, and who's don't doesn't get anything. That's fair, isn't it? You know, you know, and all that. What we did with our second record, we said everybody is equal. Yeah. You know, and that way you focus more on the record as a whole and the band than you know, your own personal interests. So that took care of a lot of stuff, and the attention that I had got as a frontman, you know, at the beginning was kind of strange. But
in what way?
Well, just because, you know, they want to be in the front. You know, obviously, you know. But I think every band goes through that. Yeah. So, you know, as you get older, it kind of goes away.
Yeah. What are these guys like? I mean, what's Dave like? What's Rachel like? Had you ever met a guy named Rachel before?
Not a guy. No, I hadn't.
What sort of name is that?
A girl's name.
Well,
I call him Sophia Loren sometimes. But
Why is he named Rachel? I've never been
I don't
able to
know, but it
figure
was
that
really cool because when I heard their tape and they sent it to me, you know, they put a phone number in there and I called him up and I said, "What's your name?" He goes, "Rachel Boland." I go, "Wow, heavy name." You know, Sebastian Bach, Rachel Boland. Baching and bowling, rocking and rolling. I can see it now, you know.
out. Just another name. Huh?
But no, he's very into punk and Mark Boland.
Yeah.
So.
And Dave?
Dave is a Kiss. He's a New Jersey guy. Dave is New Jersey, walking New Jersey. You know?
What is it about this state that produces so much, whatever it is? You know?
I don't know because I'm not from here, but it's a very honest. It's not like when I go to Hollywood or something. I like it, you know, but in small doses because it's an incestuous scene. Everybody follow, you know. But here, there's nothing going on, so I think it's more, you know. The song, you know what it is? Out here, people concentrate a lot more on songs and songwriting on the East Coast or in New York City, and there they concentrate on image.
Yeah, very true. It's the Hollywood thing, I suppose.
Yeah. I still like it, but I think that I think the songs are more important in the end, obviously. So.
Yeah, Slave to the Grind. The song is a very kind of like middle class or like a blue collar thing. You know, you can't. You really have to get out from. Do you know a lot about that yourself? Do you think? I mean, you're not really from a working class family, are you?
Well, I can remember, you know, like school and stuff. Anybody could relate to that too. But to me, it has a personal meaning of the music industry because you're expected to, you know, put out this kind of music to get on MTV or have this person write it and play this. Excuse me. Do you want to take that question again?
Just start at the beginning of that. That would be good.
Okay, yeah, it has a personal meaning to me because in anything that you do, you know, as your job, you know, and this happens to be mine. Don't feel like it, but you're expected to just basically regurgitate what you did the day before if you work at the factory, or the album before if you're in a rock band. You know, and if you allow yourself to become a slave to what people expect, then what's the fun? You know, that's not what rock and roll's about. So that was the meaning of it originally within the band. You know, you can't be a king of the world if you're a slave to the grind of the music industry. You know, you can't. That's because that's totally the opposite of the spirit of rock and roll, which, you know, I was brought up on. Then we realized that it could have connotations to, you know, everyday life, 9 to 5 stuff. But that was like after the fact.
We didn't get all the guys in the band. We better mention them all, I think. We talked about Rachel and Dave. And, I mean...
Scotty is
very nice guy, I'm sure.
No, you know what's weird is that people talk about, you know, getting busted and all that. He went through some real weird times last year where he was in serious legal trouble for violent activity, but it was all covered up. So we have a publicist to cover up stuff instead of make it up. You know, there's a big difference. You know, and
what had he been doing?
I'm not gonna say. It's up to him. I keep telling him, dude, tell it. You get on in USA Today or something. You know.
He didn't kill anybody or anything, did he?
No, but he again, it's like when you read that kind of stuff, the latest, like you say, and latest in the heavy metal jail file, we have this, and it's just, I go, I feel like puking. You know.
Did you? What was the trial in Worcester like for you? I mean, was that just the world's biggest hassle? I mean, first, you have to wear a suit, right?
Yeah. Well, you know, when you go to jail, you know, it makes you think. And I said, you know, all this like, that was just an emotional reaction at the time, you know, because at the time I didn't have any distinction between playing an arena and playing CBGBs. And if I was playing CBGBs and I did that, Kurt Loder wouldn't have been talking about it on MTV, you know, because it didn't matter. But if you know, you can't do that. You can't jump in there and kick somebody's ass, you know. I'm not going to do it again. If it happens again, I'll just, like, you know, walk off the stage. I mean, I'm on probation right now for physical assault, and if I punch, you know, one more person, that's it. No more Skid Row, you know. So somehow I really don't think that's worth it, you know.
So you're reining yourself in.
Control your demons tour. That's what I call this. Control your demons. Come out, you know, get down, boy. Monkey business, monkey business, ain't your business. Monkey business, monkey business, ain't your business.
Let's talk about this AIDS shirt, because I think that pissed a lot of people off, or angered a lot of AIDS activists. What was going on there? You show up in a photo wearing a shirt that says "AIDS kills fags dead."
Right, right. Well,
surely there's a story there.
I mean, this is you know, it won't seem. You won't believe this probably, but at the time, I swear, I did not know that anybody gave a flying whatever what it said on my chest. You know what I mean? That was like the introduction into responsibility for me.
Yeah.
And you know, actually, it really hit home because one of my friends is a homosexual in New York, and a really, really good friend.
Yeah.
And he just let me know exactly what it meant to him, that shirt, and I felt like, you know, Fred Flintstone in Mr. Slade's office. Whoop! Shaking down in the chair.
What, did he call you up and explain that? Like,
No,
this is
he
really
got me
bad?
backstage, and he was mad.
Yeah.
You know, and he had every right to be, because a lot of his friends died, and that's not cool making fun of that.
Yeah.
You know.
Where did the shirt come from?
It was thrown to me on stage. I didn't even know what it said. I put it on, and I said, it's sort of, you know.
So it doesn't represent your sympathies along
No,
those lines.
I mean that's, you know, there's nothing funny about death. I already
No.
said that.
Do you think things have maybe gone too far and everyone's
you know
losing
what,
their sense of
also
humor?
nailed it home was walking down the street and having a 12-year-old guy in a Skid Row shirt come up to me and goes, "Hey, I hate faggots too!"
Oh.
And I went, wrong. You know, that's a very wrong vibe to put out to people.
Yeah. So you think more about these things,
Oh yeah,
I would imagine.
Unfortunately, yes, I do.
Jesus. The optional song on the album, Get the F*** Out, sort of takes a bad view of like groupies, I think.
No,
don't
it
you?
doesn't. It's like Spinal Tap.
Yes, it does.
The
Come
guy
on.
gets it in the end.
No.
I get it in the end. It says, "The morning coming, and this is my bed. If you find me here when I wake up, the maid is going to find me dead."
Right.
But I mean, we knew that. We knew that everybody was going to say that. It was so predictable, and so, you know, everybody was going to say that. But we said, man, it says right in it also, "F you if you can't think a joke."
Well.
And if so, you know, I mean, it's about a guy that treats a girl like dog dung. See, I try to, you know.
Think TV.
But then she murders him. Like, if they thought this one was weird, wait till they hear the next one.
Is there stuff left over that, are you already working on stuff?
Yeah, yeah. I got a, I don't want to give it away, but I'm writing a song about where I am right now and kind of what I'm feeling, called The Dark Age. Yeah.
Sounds like a very up number.
Yeah. Fun for the whole family.
Well, you're not a depressed guy, are you? I mean.
No, but see, I focus it. I used to think it was, you know, I used to express my anger by booting out that window or beating somebody up or, you know, doing a big pile of drugs or whatever.
Yeah.
But now I say, that stuff is like kid stuff. That's kid stuff. That's like generic, you know, trash in a dressing room or whatever, you know. If you could focus that into your music and people could put it on and hear that emotion through what you do on record, then that's what it's all about, you know.
So you don't do any of that stuff anymore?
Well, I do, but I don't talk about it.
Wisely.
I try to control your demons. Control, you know.
Do your folks come to your shows? I mean, have they witnessed
Yeah,
the,
I had to kick my
Skid Row?
dad out of the show the other night.
What was he doing?
Imbibe? Yeah, he was just getting a little gnarly. He was a bit aggressive.
Times have changed when the bands are kicking their parents out.
Yeah, I like that though. I like when he comes and lives vicariously through me. Because if my kid's in a big band, I'll bet I'm there, man. Yeah, that's my boy! You know, forget hitting the home run in Little League. Go on stage in LA Forum, man, you know.
God. But you decided not to, you were told, I guess, not to tell people you had a kid, but now, now you've come out and said you had.
You know, there's something really, really strange when you're respected, like the people that like Skid Row respect us for being like honest about everything, you know, and playing music that is honest and, you know, not a big scam or a big front or anything.
Right.
So I found it very hypocritical when I would have my son out to see a show that I would have to go in a different door in a hotel than him. And I said, this is over, man. I don't care. You know, they said, oh, but all these chicks, you know, they really dig you. And I go, they're not stupid. You know, they don't want to be like treated like a bunch of idiots.
No.
You know, I think that people underestimate the intelligence of rock fans. They figure, like the people at record companies figure that they want to hear the same song written by the same guy with the same lead solo, with the same chorus, with the same lyrics.
you know, and every frontman is a rock hunk, and you know, he's in Doom Metal Stud Monthly, you know, and you can't have kids, can't be a human, you know, all this stuff. People are people, man, you know.
Who decided to name him Paris Francis? Interesting name.
I did, because Maria's dad's name is Francis, and he wasn't the biggest Skid Row fan, you know, at the time. Really? And I go, man, got to do something to kind of get it in there with him, you know. So I said, give him a middle name Francis, and what's the perfect name to go in front of that? Paris. You know? You know, I didn't want to give him a name like Joe Smith or anything, because I remember when I was a kid, my name was Sebastian. I'd come home from school, and people go, what kind of a name is that and stuff? I go, Mom, I want to change my name to Joe. She goes, someday, son, you'll realize that you'll enjoy that name. And I got in a band. They go, what's your name? Sebastian. You know, it's very cool.
But
it is not. Yes, it is. It is not. Yes, it is.
But you had to change. Your last name is Birk, right?
Yeah,
Birk. Birk.
It's Norwegian, B-I-E-R-K.
Ah, okay.
I had to change that because it rhymed with jerk.
Oh. So are you plagued by fans here at all? I mean, this is pretty remote where we are.
Sometimes, yeah.
How do they find you?
I don't know, man. I get calls from like Alabama and Texas and
How do
Japan.
they find your number?
I don't know. All you hear is this. Sebastian there? Who's this? Click. I'm like, ah!
So you change your phone number a lot.
Yeah,
I
once
guess.
a week.
Jesus.
Well, I have a goofy line upstairs and a good line down here.
What's a goofy line?
You give it to the goofy.
Well, there you go. That was Skid Row frontman Sebastian Bach with a few well-chosen words, which definitely won't be his last. However, we are reaching last words on this special edition of Headbangers Ball dedicated to Skid Row. Many thanks if you've stayed with us up till now. And if you did, we'd like to show our appreciation with a chance for you to win a copy of the Roadkill home video. In fact, we have 5 to give away, and to take part, just answer this simple question. Which Ramones cover version marked Rachel Bolan's debut as a lead vocalist? That's which Ramones cover version marked Rachel Bolan's debut as a lead vocalist. Send your answers on a postcard along with your name, address and telephone number to Skid Row Roadkill Competition, MTV's Headbangers Ball, PO Box 1384, London NW1 8UH, and that of course is in England. And next week sees part 1 of our viewers' request special. So tune in to see if your favourite video of the year is played. And until then, have fun, take care, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.